I put my earrings on? I did. Okay. Hi guys. I wanted to do a quick pop in live because it's a festive upcoming, few days for me, hopefully for you guys too. And I just wanted to touch on a few things that I learned today, really just to shoot the frickin' ish. So this week I've had to really deploy everything that I've learned about mind body. I wouldn't say I'm in a flare up or anything like that. It's just life. It's just life and symptoms and the purging of them, the allowing of them. It's all of it. And we all know, like I posted this yesterday on the Mindful Gardener Facebook group. Please join us if you feel called to. But I posted in there just this like shameless, like, this journey is so hard. And then we go back to the process. I just gave myself allowance to just complain a little bit because it is difficult. Not that like anything flared up, or it's just like all in, you know what I mean? It's just been like all encompassing. It's just it is quite the journey. So yeah, I just had one of those moments where I just had to go, like, oh my God. And I know, see, the thing about this journey is like you become so unhinged, because I'm over here like dry heaving, crying, so joyful, so grateful, understanding that this is a blessing, understanding that all this sensations, emotions, everything that is expressing themselves, they're not even mine, right? They're not even yours. Like they've come down your family lineage, and for whatever reason you chose to subconsciously, or you were chosen, whatever you choose to believe, to be the one that goes, nope, we are not continuing this anymore. We're gonna let it. I will allow this to come out of my somatic meat suit, my body, because I am sure as hell not going to pass this on anymore to my kids, So yeah, that's why I kind of feel so unhinged, because I'm both extremely grateful and honored to be the one to go through this for my lineage. And I know, when you're the one that's doing it, I would say it's because not only can you handle it, though I don't like saying that, because then it's like, oh, it's all on you. No. But I think that there's quite an honor there. And I feel like only someone who possesses that immense pure love inside of them, within them, will be even willing just a little bit to go through this, because this is quite the suffering experience. Not that we're supposed to suffer, but it's a process that needs to happen in order for purification, transmutation, transformation, wholeness, healing, for generations of dysfunction and patterns that do not work anymore. They don't work anymore, and they cause more destruction than they do healing. So this is kind of one of the reasons why we're going through this. So I just wanted to put that into perspective, especially if you're having a hard time, because it's not easy to experience this amount of terror, discomfort, wild discomfort. No, it's not easy. So I just want to put that into perspective for you. Like, yes, you are allowed to go, but you've been on this for a long time. I know I've been on this journey for a long time. 'Tis the process. This is the process, unfortunately. So we go, but with softness, but with compassion, but with patience, which I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying, and I'm crying, and I'm so happy, and I'm so grateful, but I'm also devastated. It's like horrific, So told you I'm unhinged. There was a very, very interesting point that I recently learned. That saying, I think this is brilliant. People like to peddle the whole, like, the brain loves repetition, the brain loves consistency. Yes, it does. We know that. That's how you learn, right? Repetition, repetition, repetition. But I heard, I forget who I heard this from, but this person, he does the lightning process, and he's like a leader for the lightning process. Dang, I don't remember his name. But he made a point where he said, it's not quite, I mean, consistency obviously is a huge deal. That's how we learn. But intensity is also important. And his point that he made is when you experience a traumatic event, right? One event will change, like it can change the course of your brain structure, neural pathways, and then the way you live your life moving forward. Like that's how drastic of a change is when you experience trauma, and it's intense, right? It's an intense event experience. So he posits that intensity can also be quite important when you're rewiring your brain, because one intense event, we can make it work for us in the same way that trauma kind of pushes us to coping strategies that we learn don't really work, right? But because we're just trying to protect. But yes. Oh, okay. 1 second. I'll be back. Get out, my daughter. Oh, Capri Sun. Capri Sun. Capri Sun. You're welcome. Okay, so intensity. My daughter just needed a Capri Sun. Intensity, he's saying, sometimes you can subject yourself to an intense experience, but make it positive. So whatever opposite of trauma is, what is the opposite of trauma? Traumatic event, right? Like a healing event? I don't know. But you get his point where sometimes he's like, you kind of need to subject yourself to an intense experience so that you can rewire. So just like Helmet, I would posit this to be like Helmet's mindful gardener, right? His turbo exposures. Or sometimes you have to go into an intense thing, do an intense thing, and then show your brain, because of how you respond to it, or whatever's going on with your body, because your body's going to do whatever, right? We don't know. We can't really control it. We can only respond to it. So, but if you can go into it and kind of go through the experience with a different framework or attitude, that will serve you, which is like all this allowing shit, right? All this like, just whatever happens, happens. We're just going to float through it. That can rewire your brain fairly quickly too. And I think that's the whole premise of the lightning process. That's why it's like a very, very fast, or it's marketed as a very, very fast process. And I know people that have it worked well for them. I think they were just kind of ready. I think it's just different, right, for everybody. But so that was a great reminder. I wanted to pass it on to you because that was a great reminder for me, because my goodness, I do have a routine, but I have scaled it back, especially the last 2 weeks. Not because of it, like major flare-ups. Like I swear I felt worse, to be honest. I felt worse. But I think it's just how long this has been now. You know, your girl's a little tired. Your girl's a little tired. And as I reflect, as I've kind of scaled back just a bit, I see how much I was really, really going like forcing. See, now there's a difference, right? Where the guy from the lightning process, where he was talking about intensity being important. I think there is a difference between intensity versus white knuckling and pushing. And now when I look back at, I would say up until recently, to be honest, when I look back at my own mind body recovery journey, I was pushing, really, really pushing and allowing. But now I see, now that I've scaled back a little bit, I see how much my energy behind everything I was doing, even though the intention was to allow, the energy behind what I was doing and how I was showing up was still coming with such push and coercion and intensity and performance. Um, and I didn't realize that. So that was very eye opening, because I do think you can show up, you can be super productive, right? There's people out there who, like, they're super productive and they don't burn out. Why? It's because they're using a different energy. They're not going from an energy of scarcity and survival. They're being productive because of their energy is genuinely, like, they just have this fervor for life. They love what they're doing. They're living out of their true selves, their authentic selves. So two people can look identical, right, on the outside, but they could be coming from completely different energies. And one is survival and one is, I don't know, flow, you know? But they look exactly the same. And then one ends up burning out. So then it's kind of, it reveals the kind of energy we've been using as we live our lives. So that was really eye opening for me. I was like, sheesh. Um, Only because it's fascinating, right? Because if you've been following me for a long time, you know, I've done things where I'm looking back and I'm like, how the hell did I do that? You know, like gone on multiple plane trips, um, long family trips with tons of itinerary activities, Disneyland, Six Flags, SeaWorld, conferences, overnight stays, road trips, hotel stays, and all with 3 kids. And like, I went on a solo trip. I mean, I wasn't solo, but I went without my husband and without my 2 boys. I just went when Eloise was just like 7 months and I was still nursing her. And I went on a road trip to a conference. And now I'm like, how the hell did I do that? I can't, with the way I'm feeling right now, I'm like, how the hell did I do that? I don't even know. I don't even know right now. And it's interesting because today is Friday the 13th and Valentine's Day is tomorrow. So my husband and I are going on a long overdue overnight stay in Napa. I'm super excited. Napa is my favorite city, not in the whole world, I guess in the country, because my favorite city so far in the whole world is Istanbul, but I have not been to a lot of other cities yet around the world. Really want to go to Paris. I'm like obsessed with France, like French culture right now. It's super weird. Anyway, we are going to stay overnight and eat at our favorite restaurants, you know, but we might not eat there. They're like all booked up. And I honestly, I don't really feel like it. I just want to stay in the hotel room in peace and quiet with no distractions and just eat really, 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 really good food and just like chill. And then we have a snow trip to Tahoe because my kids are on break next week for ski week. And so we're going to the snow. We're doing a snow trip. We got Airbnb and we're going with my sisters and their families and stuff. So it's gonna be super fun. And the thing is, when I look back at my old trips, I was like terrified. And I was not looking forward to going on those trips. Like all my road trip weddings, the theme parks, the vacations, like I was trying to have a good attitude about it. But I was terrified. I was really pushing. This time, these 2 trips are coming up. I am genuinely so excited for them because I just know it's going to be really chill. I'm going to make them chill. I'm going to be like, I'm just going to flow. Like, that's my intention. I'm just going to flow through it. I'm not going to white knuckle it. We're just going to go do what we want to do. And it's just going to be chill. There's going to be no stress, very little stress. I'm going to mitigate it, of course. Very little stress. Just going to flow through. And physically, I feel worse. I feel worse now than compared to previous trips. But I think it's just everything's coming out now. Because when you allow, right, it's just going to come out more. I feel worse, but I'm really genuinely just looking forward to these 2 trips. Why? Because it's what I want to do. It feels aligned. It doesn't feel like a should. And also, these trips just feel like something that I genuinely would love and would do. It's not like being conducted by somebody else or, you know, like I'm driving it. And also, what's my next point? Also, it'll come back to me. Oh, those prior trips, because I put in the reps, like I have experiential, like we went camping, like how many times? I have experiential proof that I made it through those trips and I was able to enjoy myself for most of the bit of it, regardless of how I was feeling. I could walk away from the trips being like, I'm super grateful I went on, even though, it wasn't the easiest, because I have those in my lived experience. And then I know, like, I'm comfortable with whatever discomfort may or may not show up on these upcoming trips because I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, really interesting. But it's funny because next month my sister-in-law and like my in-laws they want to go to Disneyland again and they want to bring my kids. And I told you guys, I went to Disneyland. I spent a whole day opening to closing at Disneyland. The day after, like, it was a 6 hour, 7 hour road trip. And it was a day after a full on wedding, my sister's wedding, where I had to do all the matron of honor stuff and I had to perform and I had to dance and I had to go do all the photo shoots, had to do some, like, right. And I look back and I'm like, how the hell did I do that? So my in-laws want to go to Disneyland again. And I just had this thought of like, I genuinely don't want to go. Like, Disneyland was great before, but now I would rather just not deal with all of that whole thing. And yeah, I don't know, that was kind of liberating for me because it was like a genuine, like, no, I actually don't want to go. And it's not really because of the symptoms. I mean, of course that's a factor, but also just when you think about like what's aligned for you in this very stage and phase of your life, then I'm like, I kind of don't want to go. I would rather just have an easier trip, So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go. They're gonna go for 3 days. For 3 days at the parks, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, no, that's not, doesn't sound worth it to me to even try. So I don't know. I may go, I may not, or I could use the week break from parenting, and my kids could go with their grandparents and make memories with their grandparents. So, but it just feels good to just allow yourself to release the shoulds of things, and know that, yeah, you can say no. Like, yeah, you can put yourself first and do what you want to do sometimes, you know. So I don't know what did I title this? I forget. But yeah, I just wanted to greet you guys, like, whatever you're doing for Valentine's Day, if or when you celebrate, have a great Valentine's Day. And yeah, take it easy. There's a lot happening right now in the cosmos. Like, let's just mention that. Like, I know some kind of cycle ended. A cycle that started in March 2023 allegedly is ended today. So I don't know what that means, but when I look back for like March 2023 for me, that's when I left my corporate job and I started my little love project, Heart Minded Living Co. So that cycle is ending. And March 2023 was when I started investing in myself. So coaching, a bunch of coaching containers for mind, body, and business. Um, that's when I was really investing in myself for like, yeah, the last however many, like 2 years. I did NLP, like all of that. So for me, if that cycle is ending today, that must be good news. I don't know. And then, of course, next week we're moving into the Chinese New Year, year of the horse. So this last year was year of the snake. We're wrapping it up right now where we're shedding all old layers. So if you are going through like hell right now, maybe that's what could be contributing to it. I don't know. Resonates with me because I am 1989 baby, year of the snake. So this last year was rough as hell. It was rough as hell, not just symptom wise, but just life wise. Like just a lot of life stuff, a lot of relationship stuff, a lot of patterns were shedding, a lot of tears, a lot of tears. And even as I was crying, like every time I recognized, like, oh, this is old. This isn't even mine. So lots of shedding. I hear year of the horse is where it's like it's the fire horse. It's the year of go. You go. It's new, you're ready, things are going to accelerate. So that is happening on February 17th, and we're actually going to be in the snow during that. So I'm going to celebrate that internally. Um, because I do think all these things have some merit in them. I don't know. They're just fun. They're fun to consider. And when I do consider them, they do align with what's going on in my personal life. It could be a placebo, could be nocebo. I don't know. But it's entertaining. I like to think about these things. Schumann resonance also, it's been going crazy. Like I listened to this one girl and her forecast of the Schumann resonance um, every day, like a weather forecast. Not to put so much hope in it, but it's just interesting to see what's going on with all the energies, because I do think they all affect us in some way. They have to, because we're human beings. We're all connected. We're connected with Earth. We're connected with the universe. We're connected with God, infinite consciousness, all that stuff, all that good stuff. So that's how I feel. It's just like there's been so much. It's been so much, right? Okay. All right. I'm gonna hop off. You guys have a great week. Keep going. Remember, when you feel the most devastated and the most debilitating, that doesn't mean that you have regressed. It means you're moving forward. And it feels awful and it feels like you're going backwards, that you're moving forward. We just need to really trust this freaking process. Okay. Love you guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Always love it when you guys comment, or yeah, just if anything resonates, let's start a conversation. Okay.